Hi everyone and welcome back to Easy Cooking with Linda B. Sunday is Super Bowl. Bob and I are going to have a quiet night alone together watching the game. So I'm going to be preparing some snacks, which is what I do traditionally. And I'll show you what I'm going to make. So the first snack that I'm going to make is very simple. So what I'm going to use to make this is dried beef. Now this dried beef is on the salty side because it's cured with salt. Okay, so as you can see here in the plate, it's very dry, pliable, but it's more of a dry meat. Along with that, I'm going to use whipped cream cheese with chives. That's just my preference. You could use plain or whatever you want to use. This is just so easy to spread. That's why I'm using this. I'm going to use sweet gherkin pickles, artichokes, and some pepper strips. And then I have some toothpicks to secure them when I assemble them. And now I'm going to show you how to put them all together. So the first thing I'm going to do is I've laid out, first of all, my dried beef, and I'm going to take some of the whipped cream cheese and I will spread it in the center all around it, actually, like that. Okay, they don't have to be perfect. I've made these before and they're so delicious. So the first thing I'm going to do is my sweet gherkin pickle, and then take take the dried beef and wrap it around it tightly. Secure it with a toothpick like this and place it on your plate. So the next one I'm going to do is artichoke. And these are really good. These artichokes have been soaking in oil. So they come in a jar. I just pulled them out to have them ready. Roll it. Stick it with a toothpick. And then the next thing I'm going to do is take my roasted red peppers that I have cut into strips like this. Do the same thing. Just roll it and secure it. Very simple. The last thing I want to do is spend a lot of time preparing before the game. I just want something very simple, something I can work with, and this is definitely one of them. So I'm going to finish rolling the rest, and I will put them in the refrigerator because I want the cream cheese to kind of harden up, everything to hold together, and these will last until Sunday. Okay, so here are the dried beef rolls. I had them chilling in the refrigerator for about 3 hours now. Now I'm going to take a taste test. Before I do, this is the one with the pepper inside. And this is the one with the pickle. And this is the one with the artichoke. Okay, I know already how they taste, so I'm really excited about it. These are good. Like I told you, they're a little bit salty because of the beef, but if you like salt, you'll love these. If not, don't make them. Usually what you could do, instead of using dried beef, use salami. Get a nice thin cut of salami and you can roll it up with that. Or roast beef. Now this is the pepper. Yeah. And the filling does help to tone down the saltiness of the dried beef. Here's the pickle. Very good. Give it a try. All right, now the next thing I'm going to make are croissant cinnamon rolls. It's super simple. I want to have a little something sweet. I don't want all savory. So I'm going to show you what you need to prepare this. So I have here Crescent Rolls. There's 8 in a roll here. I have butter to put on the top of the rolls so that I could put my brown sugar and cinnamon, very similar to making those oaky rolls, but that's a whole different application. So the first thing I will start out by doing is, and hopefully this will work okay, I always struggle opening these. Oh, see, it opened up easily. I'm surprised. You never know with these rolls. Okay. Get rid of that off to the side. So I'm not even going to separate these at this point. I'm just going to roll them out. Open them up like this. Don't even work with the seams. Keep the seams loose because you're going to roll these up separately. So once they're unrolled, then the first thing you will do is spread your butter. So you're going to spread this all over each croissant like this. You want to cover it well because you're going to put the sugar and the cinnamon on top, and you want it to stick to the roll itself. Now there's no exact measure to this. I'm just going to go by how much I want to have. And both Bob and I love cinnamon and we love brown sugar, so I may even put more than most people would, which is okay. You make it to the way you like it. Okay. So I'm going to start out first with the cinnamon, only because I'll be able to see how much I'm actually putting on each croissant roll. So start up high, sprinkle it all over. Hon, how does that look to you? Is that enough cinnamon for you?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, so then what I did was I took my brown sugar and I crumpled it up, because you know how you get those big clumps? You don't want that. I mean, it'll leave a big lump in the roll, so you don't want that. So make sure it's pretty well broken up. And then go ahead and sprinkle it all over your croissant roll. Okay, so I left the seams open. So to help me, I'm going to use my pizza wheel here just to separate, find that perforation. So once I have it separated like that, what you do with the croissant rolls is you always start with the widest end. So you're going to take it, fold it like this, and keep rolling it until you get to the point, and then give it a little bit of a curve, and that gives you your croissant shape, just like that. So now I will go ahead and I'll finish working on these, and then I'm going to get them in the oven, get them baked, and show you how they look. And then we'll do a taste test on that. And here are the cinnamon roll crescents. They're not the prettiest, but they are going to taste great. They did bake for about 12 minutes in the oven. So what I'm going to do is give it a try. So I will cut one. And actually they're very caramelized. You could see the brown sugar that is encrusted around it. It's just like candy. It's really delicious. Now time for a try. Hear the crunch? These are really good. Really good. So easy to make. All right, so on to my third appetizer. I don't know what to call it, but I'll show you how I'm going to make it. What I have here is a sheet of puff pastry, which I lightly rolled out to thin it just a little bit. And what I'm going to use as filling are these roasted red pepper bruschetta. And I'm going to fill it with pepperoni slices, mozzarella cheese, and then I have an egg wash for the top of the puff pastry, and I'm going to grate some Parmesan cheese. So I'm going to show you what I do. All right. What I'm going to do is fold this in half to find my line where I want to cut my first piece. So actually I'm going to fold it again and make sure it meets. So that's good. So I'm going to leave this cut or folded here, take my pizza cutter, and I will go along and cut that strip out. So I'm going to form triangles. So to get my first cut, I'm going to do this. Cut it here. So I got my nice big square, and I'm going to do the same thing over here. Like that. Cut it. All right, I'm at the last piece. I had to do this with each roll. So you can see this won't be big enough to form a nice triangle. So just take your rolling pin and roll it out a little more like this, just to make it a little bit wider to work with. And now, when I fold it over, I've got my little triangle. So I've got all my pieces cut and I'm ready to go, and I'll show you the order in which I assemble them. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is take a small amount of the bruschetta and put it in the middle here. This is soaking in oil, so that's great. It's going to give it some really nice flavor too. Kind of spread it out. Take your salami, a piece of mozzarella, and then what I'm going to do, and I know I didn't mention this in the beginning because I'd forgotten, I'm going to take some water, go along the edge, because I want to make sure this seals. I don't want to lose all my filling in the baking tray. Okay, and then now we're going to fold it over. Some of it may seep out. That's going to happen, as you could see. So what you want to do now is just press your sides down and make sure that it seals well, just like that. All right, so these made 9 triangles. Now, I have them all filled. There's some seepage from the side, but I've been pressing them in, so I think they'll work okay. I've never made these before. This is a try. So now what I'm going to do is egg wash each one. I'm also hoping that that will help to seal them up a little bit better. Okay, good. Now the next thing I want to do to finish it off is I'm going to use my microplane and I'm going to grate some of the Parmesan Reggiano cheese all over the top. And then I'll show you what it looks like when they're all done. And now here are the puff pastry triangles. They do look good. I did have them in the oven baking at 400 degrees for 17 minutes. So I'm going to cut this open. We use this piece. Okay, so as you can see, there's the salami and the roasted peppers, and you can see a little layer of cheese there. So now I'm going to taste this one. Actually, you could see more in this one. Okay, now I'm going to give it a try. You taste that roasted pepper bruschetta? It's just delicious. It really is. So I hope you enjoyed watching me make these Super Bowl snacks. This is not just for Super Bowl. You can have it for party time, card games, whatever. It's a nice display of food that does taste great. I want to thank you all for your support. And remember, enjoy life and never stop learning. Bye now.